coming to you live at 900 hours, 28 minutes on Sunday, August 18th. I want to hope you're having a good week, a good ending of a week to start your new week according to the calendar. Since it's Sunday, I want to start doing a Sunday tribute to quote unquote, since we know 70 to 80% in the world have a belief. And since we all have a belief, I want to touch up on beliefs. And the one belief I want to touch up on is, it's not a belief, but it's part of a belief structure. It's under a belief structure, a belief system. And one of the words we talk about is love. But what is the total opposite of love? It's hate. And within our belief system we have the word hate, but it's the word associated is created from one of the 7 quote unquote deadly sins is envy. Envy is the first hatred. And within that we have isms. That means to separate, cliques, and keep those people in a certain order. And then from those, which we don't even realize, we created things called prestige and nobility. You could be born from thousands into 8,000 years ago and still born into a prestige family by your last name. And that name is you know by your last name. Nobody won't garnish that last name because we have taken the time out and made sure, well, my father and mother last name, if my mother and father get married, or if it's supposed to, when it's supposed to be under the honorable of marriage, whether in that part of society we have created when on the world say, well, that part of society will choose the marriage, and the child born in the cycle of life, the procreation will take on the father name, and that child will hold the father last name. Then in some cases we went away from that and it hold the mother's last name. So the nobility and prestige has been taken away from those people, whether they know it or not. And that's why it's hard if you're going to try to get some type of alignment to that family tree. It's lost because down the line, the women have been making babies with men that want to be father, and men was procreating and making babies with women that shouldn't have been mothers or didn't want to be mothers. So we didn't know who the father was. There's over 2.5 million women in America, just women in general in America, that have no clue who their baby father is. So why we thinking it's funny of Maury Povich, which is not funny. And what I want to talk about today is the most hurt feeling of African descendant men that our brother Malcolm didn't talk about, brother Marcus Garvey, because in their time, they were more fighting through. They was making sure they didn't get killed. The same way in this time. I remember the minister at the church I go to, he wrote a rap. I was born in 82. Guess what year that rap was written? In 82. Guess what he was talking about? Literally, you turn on the TV, that's the same rap. And people keep saying, well, times changed. What? If I was born in 82, he wrote a rap in 82, literally talking about police treating us, how we killing each other, how we don't have anything, we don't have property, we don't have, it was in so many words indirectly when he was talking about that part. You could tell that he really, because he's a Christian, so they don't really study about race, but they will bring things up, but they don't segregate it by race. They talk about it as a sin thing. It's not a skin thing. When we throughout history, that's been proven to be wrong. But I'm not going to get into that. But I touched on that. There's a such thing as race, as I keep saying. That's why what was different tribes. If you didn't say tribes were race, that was different nationalities. Tribes were different nationalities. They were not. Remember, there was one tribe saying doing their spiritual thing, the other tribe doing a whole separate spiritual thing. They wasn't doing the same thing. That's why there's over 266 religions on this earth. But there, remember this too. There was 266 religions. There are 266 slavery laws. Think about that. Just think about that. So that was a law, and there's a religion for every one law. So imagine how many ways and directions we went in when we started being colonized, when we started accepting every other culture, when we started giving them our land. We had a place to stay. We no longer, it's a place to stay, but that place, we never really had a place to stay because we never loved and welcomed each other. That other part where it's the opposite of envy or hatred or hate is love. We never loved each other enough. But what I want to discuss is the most segregated time of the week. What day is that? It's Sunday. Think about, I'm not talking about the stuff you for. I don't care. And this is the one thing I don't get about us. We're the only race that will preach about diversity. And we don't even understand the word in the first place. Divide, versity is many in different forms. Think about it. And city, all around, city, diversity. So we dive in it. We're dividing each other and separating in different forms all around. Is that not how the world works? Look in Africa, look in America, look in Europe, look in the Caribbean, look in the Pacific, look in the Atlantic, look in the North, look in the South, look in the South America, North America, look in Canada. Are we not dividing each other? Are we not everywhere? Is we not in every city? It's like city's the commonwealth of land. Are we not on every land, on every continent, on every country, on every nation? Are we not everywhere? Think about it. Do we have a place to go? No. People say, "Oh, go back to the funniest stuff, the things." And then I hear this became a African descendant man of American talking point. Go back to another country. That became the same race women talking point. Go back to the country. I was born here just as you as asshole. As clown, we were born in the same place. Excuse my language. But I don't feel like ass is a cuss word. Ass is actually in your literature that you be reading, that you call the Bibles, the scriptures, the word. It's actually in the Bible, so not a cuss word, but whatever. And so we're segregated. So think about that. We're segregated. Not because we want to, but when you see the other race come to the churches where we're at, they want to be around us. Those are the people that, when I watch during the Martin Luther King time, the footage, it's not a lot no more. They're erasing it. They don't even want us to see it. They don't even want our children to know that they happened. There was white people getting beat. You know who got beat more than us? The white people. Because the white people like, what are you doing? You're one of us. So those are the white people I would have respect. I don't respect none right now. Because we can talk about people like, oh man, you sound like this and that. So I stopped talking. Then when I stopped talking, they say, why you stop talking? You don't want to hear what I got to say. It's okay, I'm learning. And this is actually sad to me in a way. People are okay with a belief without doing any research or having no true understanding of it. I've learned that. Just like such as when the bishop came down and I showed that, I talked about it. He said, I'm gonna prove these things. Even though he was still proving it with the thing I don't think you should prove it with, he was still proving it with it. But then those people they didn't know what he was talking about. They didn't know that the letter J. The guy I called my friend, we studied together. I told him the letter J don't exist. He still want to use the word. And I was saying, and he told me that the word, he said reading the whole Bible don't matter. It's like, so you gonna go your whole life reading a pamphlet? That's why we get in trouble. We got a bank account. We don't read the terms and conditions. We sign paper. We don't read the term. Why don't we do that? Come on, think about it. Why not you reading the policy? Most of the policy I pretty much know, so I'll just hit agree. And I'm trying to get through it. And then when I do, and you can't get out of it once you sign it. If it say I gotta have it for 3 months, I'm gonna keep it for 3 months. But I'm gonna try to read it first for me before I get to that part where I sign it. But if it's something that I want that I pretty much know of, I know what I can and can't do. I know I can get pursuant Article 19, 18C, parentheses 1 and 2A revision. Now, what that sound as? I bet you none of y'all know that. None of you know that. You know why? Because you don't read. That's on plenty of contracts. You sign a contract. You think when you go to a storage, you sign that paper, you see the word, go Google that. Go look, what do pursuant mean? Pursuant. Pursue, pursuant, persecute. You ever think about that? So you under law to be persecuted. And people keep saying that's wrong. And I have to sit back I don't know the full story. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna have the white mind. The person that lied, I say he got white in his veins. You know what that means? You did something spectacular in the African descendant crowd. You throw the ball out the backboard and threw a 360 or between your legs, you're gonna jump up and say you're gonna have some sort of reaction. I'll say it was white in their veins because the man threw the ball off the backboard, cocked it back. He's not tall. He's not an NBA player. He's not a dunker. I got excited. I was like, whoa, I didn't know you can. And that's what me knowing who he was, too. But the same, if I didn't know who he was, I was like, who is you then? But even watching him, I didn't know he can do that. I did not know he can do that. I said, that's white in your veins if you don't get no excitement. When Dr. J did the dunk, there was excitement. Some of them jumped up. Some of them just sitting there like, whoa. Like, that was entertaining. Like, I was at the basketball game. I was watching. I was like, that's exciting. Why you're not? That's exciting. They just hit 4 3-pointers in a row. I don't need the speaker to make me jump. I know how hard that is. I know how hard it is to hit 2 in a row. We think because you shoot the ball every second. It's amazing when a guy shoot threes, 2-pointer dunks and layups and go 100%. I'm not going to critique him. Like that's very hard to do. I don't care if 80 million dudes did it. That's 80 million chances out of 7.5 billion. Think about that. That's a big stretch of numbers away from each other. So, and what we do on this Sunday, we are separated. But the one thing that I noticed that we do, we talk about monastery schools. We talk about living areas. We also go to where everybody else live at. Like nobody come to you. Think about this too. You watch commercials, right? You watch videos. That's advertisement. How come they're not showing the African descendant man or woman? I'm not talking about the Dove commercial. I ain't talking about the liquor. I'm talking about if you want a great life, you going down. Guess who they showing that? Not even showing an Asian or Chinese or Puerto Rican person. Taino, Caribbean. They're not even showing them. But when you want a great life, unless it's pertaining to certain things, like the giraffe commercial. See, nobody ain't done. We call loud that giraffe. And the Jamaican dude was pumping the giraffe and the Skittles was coming out of her udders. And he ate the Skittles and he started laughing. That portrayed them, I'm not stupid. Taste the rainbow. High. When you high, you see rainbows. You're high on life. Nobody's dumb. Come on now, we seen that. I seen that commercial. Nobody spoke about how the Caribbean people didn't say nothing because you know what they have accepted. I learned that too. A lot of Hispanic people have accepted. They have got a reparation. See, they accepted because they got reparation. The natives accepted they get reparation. We're not getting it. We're not going to get it. But the most segregated time of the week is Sunday. But we the only race that want to be around every race. But every race don't run and flock to us. No matter how good you treat people, don't matter how good you talk to people, I don't see them flocking to us. Like that man name, Waka Flocka Flame. We waka it, waka, shaking our head with our dreads. We waka it, we flocking, we flock into them, and then they flaming us. We thought segregation was so great. I'm not dissing the civil rights. I'm dissing the understanding of a lot of people. I can walk through the same door. That don't mean I have to sit with you. I just know You're not going to treat me as anything. You think I'm going to sit around for it. See, I'm not accepting. And this is the one thing that's exposing and revealing as well. Go ask your mothers. Forget random women now. I've done the survey enough. And people, I keep saying this, nobody is taking account to this. Nobody, but if they do, they're going to make all these excuses and make all these. So a young African descendant man that's just born, if you ask African descendant women, young, old, middle age, ask them, what is the first words that pop in their head? What's the first things, whatever it is, that pop in their head about African descendant men that's American? Ask them. Ask your mama. Ask the women in your family. And so far, I spoke to lots of women. I told you I can get women to talk to me if I don't get no father. Some I don't want relationships. It's just the enjoyment of talking to them, to hear what they're speaking about. A lot of them be in distress, but I hear a lot of women as independent that call themselves bosses, boss bitches, and all these negative words that's upon them. Because actually, bitch is a female dog. She just lay down and just let man ram his manness inside of her, and so 2.5 women in America are bitches. That if we gonna come to reality, but I know there's, let's say it's 8 million. The other 6 million are ladies or women, and then there's a percentage out of that 8 million that's about 10 to 20%. That's probably not really in the good mind state. And the other ones, so we can take, so half of that, about 4.5 to 3 million is married. And about, so if you keep breaking that down, you're going to keep getting an understanding of women. And men, I want you to do this, honestly. I know a lot of you may not care, but go up and ask African. I don't care if you so-called, if you hate your own race, you hate yourself. That's the point blank. That's how I look at it. I still call you my brother, but I'm gonna call it as it is. That's how I be talking to the older men. He's like, I don't want to hear that. Well, stop bringing up certain things. You know what if you keep talking about something, and don't ask me no question, then put it that way. He be asking me questions, and I'm like, stop talking about it. So all you do is talk. You keep bringing it up and stop asking me questions. Or eventually I'm going to stop answering, and then I'll be around them like, why are you not saying nothing? Because all y'all keep saying I say so much stuff, but then that's all you keep talking about. And this is all I talk about. I study the law. I do the research. I study a little research on everything, sports, the law, my life, my own life. I peer into my own life first. I'm spiritual and inclined to my life or strengthening. That's my life. That's what I work on. I think I'm doing pretty good, and I know I'm happy. I'm enjoying life. I enjoy the nature. I enjoy just watching ducks. I enjoy just sitting on my porch. You could call it an old thing. I don't feel as I have to travel around the world. I don't feel as I have to have sex with many women. I don't feel as I have to do a lot of things these men and young men do just to enjoy life. Because a lot of those things is not a quest for me. So ask the women in your family about what are some things they think about African descendant American men. What are the first 3 to 5 words that pop in their head? Don't worry about the other race, because I did that part too. And when they thought about the white man, they thought about, I heard the word, a lot of them said caring. I said, oh, okay. Loving, I was shocked. But a lot of those women were dating. I asked the ones that don't even like me. They couldn't think. And the ones that supposedly support African descendant American men, I wasn't shocked, but I was baffled, because even them, they couldn't think of their first 3 to 5 words wasn't positive, or words that say I love. I could think of African, the ones that, like my mother and my aunts and my nieces and my sisters, I can think of great words. The first one, I learned African descendant women are very strong. Not strong in man is strong. I don't. That's why I was talking about the WNBA. When I get in the sports talk series, imagine if it's more. But a lot of women are gay that play sports that come with the, I guess, territory you want to call it, the area. But the ones that straight, maybe those should be the advocates to us. They don't got to be wearing naked, half naked dress. They don't have to. They don't have to be dialed up. But maybe if you want to highlight WNBA, show that to straight men. They're straight American men. I love watching the WNBA. I remember watching Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper when they first started playing. Now we got Anika Omagay and her sister. We got Skylar Diggins, Brittany Griner. I remember Tina Thompson and Lisa Leslie. Now we got Brittany Griner. We got Sylvia Fowles. We got the one lady from Australia. Her last name, it sounds like cabbage. I think it's Cabbage. Because don't get me wrong on those. Because I met her. Remember the lady name was spelled Deemann. I thought it was Deman. It was Damas. So I'm thinking her name, since it's from Australia, her name is Cabbage. She's tall. So I was using Tina Thompson and Lisa Leslie. So, and I would love to watch the WNBA more. I don't care about them dunking. I would love to see them, but I don't want to watch. And it shouldn't sound funny. I'm a man that's attracted to a woman. So yes, those are women, but I don't want the women looking. I don't care about no damn muscles. They can have muscles. Women can have muscles. Women can do what a man do. But I want to watch it. I want to see some females run up and down the court. That's still like, they don't want to sweat. They know that they can't wear a certain hairstyle. I understand that. I play sports. You won't be able to do a lot of things all the time. On your day off, you're gonna look your best because you're not sweated out unless you have practice that day. You still not gonna be bad because you don't gotta do it. I know the difference, and I understand why a woman do certain things, but I don't want to watch a bunch of masculine look. I'm gonna use the word quote unquote masculine looking women. But if you think about that, man, don't be shocked with the answer that your mother is going to give you. That's in the movies. That's in our television from the day of birth. You heard of it came to my head. MISOGYNY. That's for the men being ingrained that so-called hate women. There's one for men. I think I did a recording on it. It's like, can I pronounce the word? It's like ANALANAGYNY. That's the hatred or ingrained from women to hate men. The first ingrainment for women to hate men, and we don't look at it this way because we got to think. An African descendant woman life or birth is different. I don't care if her father rich. She's going to go into a place where we keep saying, black kids don't like black. No, that's not the case. They picking on each other. But that start at home. Where them parents from? Where them parents at? What is that child viewing? But if you take a bunch of African descendant young men and women that parents is just raising them good, I've seen it. I've been around it. And I'm one of them. I wasn't picking on people. I wasn't attacking people. People say, so why are the way you are now? I'm okay with, you can be racist. You can hate me if you're the same race woman. I don't care. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit up there and be around you and thinking what you're saying is cool and how you're treating me. I'm just going to remove myself from the area. I don't have to be around you. So any perks that you're going to get from me normally, you're not getting those. Why are we giving them perks when they're not even giving you no type of support? I open the door. You say thank you. That's a support. Don't say what you want. Why you doing that? What you need from me? Oh, you want to talk to me? You say hi and they ignore you. Simple. I don't care about no story because after a while I get old because that's saying, well, I shouldn't help no woman at all then because all they did was call me names my whole life. That's what women doing. That's going to go into my Power of Oneness series. So what I say unto one, I say unto all, it's your path, it's your journey, it's your choice. Make the choices to be wise, make better decisions, make good decisions, make positive decisions. Try to be a more positive person. Try to be a gooder person. Try to be a better. Try to be your best. Try to be your all. Don't worry about what people say. But that's about to go into my next Selah.